Jai Shri Krishna all. Again, thank you for attending. I know a lot of people have come from far. There's friends and colleagues. I'll try and keep this short, but I want to talk more about his family interaction, what he was like with us as we were growing up. As I said, my name's Ashok Makanji. I'm one of Narendra Kaka's nephews. Where to begin? Yeah, this is a shock, I think, to all of us, especially me, because Narendra Kaka, call him Narendra Kaka, obviously, because that was his shortened version. He approached me about 8 months ago. He said, Ashok, I need to sort out giving you power of attorney and my will and all that. I said, what are you talking about? You're the youngest. My dad, who passed away, was the oldest. So I said, if you're the youngest, you still got time. He goes, no, I need to get this done. I want it off my mind. I just want a peace of mind. When it's done, I can just enjoy life. So we got all the paperwork done, filed it away, and I thought, I'm never going to touch this again. And here we are, within 8 months, me having to take all those papers out again. So I'm still not believing it. I still think you're right. We'll get a tweet, we'll get a text, we'll get a phone call, we'll get some wise comment coming down the line. I would probably need hours, days to exemplify what he was, what he did, what he achieved, and how many lives he touched. I won't be able to even touch the tip of the Narendra Kaka's iceberg. What he meant, not just to the family, but to his friends, to his colleagues, to politics, to community. Narendra Kaka was the youngest of 7 siblings, born in Malawi in 1952. He moved to what was then Rhodesia in 1963. He's kept in touch with a lot of his school friends who've rung me, still to this day. They have very fond memories of his friendship. He will be remembered for his intelligence and being the cleverest in the school. But he was never pretentious about that, always modest and unassuming, even to this day. After obtaining his degree in 1972, he led the Makanji charge into the UK. He lived in Bradford and furthered his education in textile technology. I still remember him bringing home different types of denim and extolling to us all the intricacies of how it was different to any other denim. My uncles commenced the migration to the UK. Narendra Kaka was the pillar of UKness, tourism, guiding and looking after them on their first arrival in the UK. I remember him saying that he'd invested in a car, he bought his first car, and his weekend was coming down to London and going to Wembley, VB, filling his car up with, the monthly chapati flour and the oils and the ration. And he said, yeah, that's the highlight of my weekend. You all know he has had a passion of reading. He's got thousands of books in the house. There's no space, as if you go into his house, you'll see. Therefore, very well learned and full of interesting facts. It made conversations really interesting with him. He loved being involved in politics, being involved with the community, and helping whoever he could. This was clearly embodied in his career and voluntary work. From 1979, he started his role with Camden Community as an education officer, moving on to the GLC as a development officer, various roles with the Islington Council. As you know, he was deeply rooted Labour Party supporter. Councillor for Wood Green, representing Knoll Park for nearly 25 years. In the 80s, as we heard, he was chair of the Labour Black sections and worked alongside Bernie Grant. His contribution to an everlasting change on the political landscape will always be remembered. He has and always been a keen supporter of the party from 1970s and has been a close friend to Jeremy. But his condolences have been tweeted on a video clip and everyone's seen those. After he retired, I used to joke to him, saying, how are you going to fill your time now? Are you going to take up golf? Are you going to take up knitting? He says, no, I've got lots to do. I don't have enough hours in the day, which is very true. I think we've heard some of that. He was a layperson on the tribunal. He did consultancy work. He was chair at Whittington Hospital, trustee and board members to various organizations and charities, the Bernie Grant Trust, the Selby Trust. He was a board member for CC Water. He was always making time for individuals to encourage and support them. The extent of Narendra reach is only dawning upon this now even prouder Makanji family. People are still contacting us saying how we helped them with their careers, with their family, with their children, with securing jobs, with housing issues, with immigration, with appreciation for the arts and culture. Comments such as guiding, supporting, encouraging, and complimenting all the time resonate in every conversation I've had. A part of him will always be there with these hundreds of people. Tributes keep flowing in from all over the world, as evidenced by the half millions of tweets that we've seen and the views of the video on social media. Narendra was very close to my parents. He would travel with my dad to India and support him carrying out all the charitable works. He had a strong affinity to my mom calling him Nut Gut There, which is mischievous, cheeky brother-in-law. I know many of you will relate to this side of Narendra, as he continually played pranks and teased her. On weekends, despite his hectic work-social life balance, he made time to visit his brothers, sisters, nephews, nieces, keeping in touch with them. On inviting him to religious functions, his first response was, sorry, not able to make it as I'm washing my hair. But he would be the first there, the last to leave. He'd never come empty-handed. He would bring bagfuls of breads, fruits, vegetables, and on special occasion, cakes. He had such a big heart, too big, unfortunately, which finally let him down. I mentioned he was a clever clogs. With a growing fountain of knowledge and experience, he saw things in a practical manner, broke it down to manageable tasks, and always encouraged us to achieve what we thought not possible. Always gave us advice on public speaking, mock interviews, going for ambitious leadership positions. For the family, he took on the task, along with my cousin Piyush, to map out our family tree and produce a piece of history that documents the Makanji hereditary. No mean feat. He adored all his nephews and nieces, took time with all of us, no matter what age, joking and laughing with us, goading on our football teams that didn't do well, but us getting our own back in return for his Tottenham's performance. His passion for cricket came through. We had commentaries and postings all through the night and early hours in the morning. My cousins and I remember growing up with him. And he would make us write these logbooks, accounting for all our spare time. I can remember a time when reading my cousin's logbook, no names mentioned, he asked my cousin to justify whether the entry in the logbook, which was for over an hour, every day, spent in the lavatory. All the children loved him. He was known as ND, Nana Dada, as he was the youngest. He always took interest in the education. I remember him coming over to do mock interviews with my son, Kishan and Herschel, advising Devi Shah on poetry, advising all the children, one after the other, taking time with them in guiding them, encouraging them, pushing them, at the same time pulling their legs and being mischievous, especially with these accountant jokes. The family thanks everyone for the thousands of tributes, for you to taking time out to come here and pay respects. We thank Vinubhai and the Bereavement Committee, the DLC management here, Kishorbhai for the projection, Rameshbhai for the sound, and to you all, thanks from the Makanji family. Finally, the most precious thing you can give anyone is your time. And our Narendra Kaka did this, and he did so very generously all his life. Everyone can look after themselves and their family, but a few make time to do good things for others. That's our Narendra Kaka. Narendra Kaka, you are going to leave a huge void in many lives. You have left a legacy, not just within the Makanji family, with your support and love, but also to the community, to politics, to your colleagues and friends. You have made this Makanji family very proud. We will miss you. Jai Shri Krishna.
Arvinda is on behalf of the community.